a little bit of an original song that you made.
Yeah.
Can you sing for us?
Yeah, it's Rasmalai only I'll sing. Hey Rasmalai, तू दिखाई दे रही लजीज सी है, नाम फिर क्यों जिंदगी है ए रसमलाई, तू नहाई बीत कल के चाशनी में, ख्वाब के बादाम से सजी, क्यों काम काज से ढकूं मैं, वक्त है तुझे जुबान पे रखूं मैं, चखूं मैं ए रसमलाई.
Yeah.
That's the song.
Hey guys, welcome once again to the MJ Show. आप सबका स्वागत है और आज एक बहुत ही खास आपके पसंदीदा बहुत ही चहीते YouTube, Instagram, हर जगह के कंटेंट क्रिएटर. I know you guys follow him on every platform, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, जहाँ पे भी कंटेंट डालता है. I know you guys follow it and I have absolutely loved the stuff that he's been putting out from the very first video which made him famous. एंड देन उसके पीछे के भी जो थोड़े से हमने वीडियोस जो थे हमने उसके बारे में भी एक बार बात की थी लॉन्ग टाइम अगो, ऑलमोस्ट 2.5 years अगो, व्हेन द वर्ल्ड वाज इन अ वेरी डिफरेंट प्लेस और हम इंस्टाग्राम लाइव्स कर रहे थे. बट फाइनली I have him in the studio for a proper episode of the MJ Show. So guys and girls, welcome on the MJ Show the very talented Yashraj Mukhate. Yashraj,
Hello, Mir.
welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
So as I said in your introduction, I know we spoke a long time ago during the lockdown, but the lockdown in a sense was sort of a birthplace for you as far as the world is concerned. We will get to that. बट लेट्स गो बिफोर दैट एज वेल. थोड़ा उसके भी पहले जाते हैं. जैसे मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ जब मेरे शो पे प्रॉपरली जब कोई आता है आई स्टार्ट विद व्हाट आई लाइक टू कॉल द ओरिजिन स्टोरी. एंड आई नो विद यू स्पेशली दैट द ओरिजिन स्टोरी इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग बिकॉज दिस मोमेंट दैट यू गॉट इज एग्जैक्टली जो कहते हैं ना कि यार ओवरनाइट सक्सेस हैपेंस बिकॉज ऑफ years of hard work that you put before that. So कैसी शुरुआत हुई? How did your love for music and all of this begin?
So it was there right from the start because I did my first stage performance as a singer with my dad because he was singing and I just went up and joined him. That was the first performance. I was 3 years old.
Okay. Do you remember what you sang?
Yeah, we have a video of it.
क्या बात है?
Yeah, that's Anu Malik's song, Mera Mulk Mera Desh.
अरे वाह.
Yeah, it was a patriotic show that my dad has organized. And he was singing Mera Mulk Mera Desh.
And your father has a background in music?
Not background, but he loves to sing. He used to do shows back then.
Okay.
Yeah, so he used to do mimicry also. He used to do anchoring also. So he was into that.
So वो family say like from your parents?
Yeah, it was a natural inclination and very Bollywood. My dad is. Right. So very natural inclination is towards Bollywood music, Hindi.
Barabar.
And he also is not formally trained. So, but I saw him perform that day.
And you say also because you also not been formally?
I am not formally trained.
Okay.
Yeah. So I learned whatever I know from little bit from him. Then the internet came.
Correct.
Then I started doing my engineering. While doing my engineering, I was side by side doing my freelancing stuff. Jingles, background
Maharashtrian
scores.
boys doing engineering, especially up to a few years ago, is like the common story I hear all the time. What engineering and which year
ENTC.
was this?
This was from 2000 because I did my polytechnic from Aurangabad.
Okay.
So 3 years polytechnic in Aurangabad, then 3 years direct second year
You get
to get
second
admission.
year admission, correct.
So I went to Pune for that for my degree course.
Okay.
ENTC मध्ये 3 वर्ष in Pune. And then 2016 I passed out from engineering, Sinhagad College.
Coincidentally, 2003 I passed out of my engineering. I am in electronics engineering, Father Agnes Bandra.
Acha.
So like the one thing I always say is I spent 4 years in engineering and I learned how to be a singer and came out of it because I used to be the lead singer of my college band and my college was super strict. पढ़ाई करने का है but एक महीना जो होता था ना कॉलेज फेस्टिवल का तब they would like let loose कि करो यार तुम लोग को जो करना है. And coincidentally my first two, so we didn't have an auditorium back then. Agnes didn't have, so we used to take other professional auditoriums. So my first 2 performances with my band were at Andrews Auditorium, and my next 2 performances in my 3rd and 4th year were at Shanmukhanand Hall. So like my first 4 proper performances with like a full-fledged band were at 2 of the best auditoriums. So मैं तो हमेशा जोक करता हूँ यार, मैं इंजीनियरिंग के लिए गया और मैंने सीखा how to be a performer, how to be a singer, and I came out.
माहौल तो वैसा होता है because if you meet like-minded people in an environment where everybody is talking about studies और ये वो, तो अपने आप एक ग्रुप बन जाता है.
Correct.
And वो भी यहाँ पे भी था, but यहाँ पे उनका ऑलरेडी ग्रुप बन चुका था, तो they didn't let me enter. My plan was to get like they used to do this करंडक व्हायचं ना तिकडे पुण्यात. So तेव्हा they used to plays बनाते थे वो, और उसमें एक्टर्स सिंगर्स सब इन्वॉल्व होते थे. एंड माय गोल वॉज की आई यूज टू हेट लेक्चर्स. तर मला तिथून किती वेळ मिळतोय म्हणून छोड़ के आ सकते हैं क्या, इसलिए मैं उधर चला जाता था.
करेक्ट.
बट दे हैड ऑलरेडी मेड अ ग्रुप, और उसमें दे यूज्ड टू बी वेरी
टेरिटोरियल कि नहीं इसके अंदर और कोई
दूसरे को नहीं आना चाहिए.
बराबर.
एंड फिर मुझे लगा ठीक है यार, मैं तो घर जाके कर लूंगा. अभी यहाँ पे आई यूज्ड टू थिंक कि अभी इधर नहीं करने को मिल रहा है, यहाँ पे कितना लोग देखेगा, 1000 लोग आएंगे, 2000 लोग आएगा. दैट टाइम आल्सो आई यूज्ड टू पुट वीडियोस ऑन YouTube and Facebook and all.
So your YouTube journey began in what,
2009. 2010 was my first video that I uploaded.
Wow.
It was a cover of Wake Me Up When September Ends on piano.
क्या बात है.
तो वो बताया था. So handycam पे record करके you can see me putting on the video, coming, then playing, then going back, turning it off. That entire thing is in the video.
हाँ. So and back then you didn't even think कि इसको edit कर सकते, कि ये पहला part
पता ही नहीं था ना, पता ही नहीं था. और
वीडियो बन गया, उसको डाल दिया.
और तब जो क्वालिटी ऑफ वीडियोस YouTube पे भी आते थे तब वो भी कुछ खास नहीं था.
बराबर है.
तो लेकिन तब ऐसे लगा था, तो तब ऐसे व्यूज आते थे 15, 20 व्यूज, 25 व्यूज. क्लोज फैमिली फ्रेंड्स हैव वॉच्ड इट. और so but by then when I came to the college, तब तक it had come up to 15,000, 20,000 views आना शुरू हो गए थे on Facebook, YouTube. So I used to put there. तो मतलब इधर नहीं आने दे रहे तो एटलीस्ट वहाँ तो देख ही लेंगे लोग.
Correct.
But eventually I did a lot of competitions here and there कि singing competition जाना है. And usually जितने मैंने participate किया उसमें except for 1 or 2, I won all the other competitions.
क्या बात है. Okay, let me take you back to that time. Okay, college festival time. You were singing, taking part in multiple competitions. What was your go-to song? Like because all singers have that go-to song. कि यार ये गाऊंगा ना तो मैं I know इसका हर एक पार्ट मेरे को बराबर से मालूम है. You can wake me up at 4 in the morning, tell me चल यशराज गाने को लग, तो you know you will sing that song. So what was your go-to song?
The thing is ना, so about how I have learned singing is by copying the voice of the singer and replicating the notes. So if you ask me about singing as a craft, I don't know much about it, but मैं copy कर सकता है. मैं गा के if there is an audience of 200-300 people, I can impress them. That much I know. तो उतना मैं कर सकता हूँ. तो मुझे पता था कि my voice at that time used to sound similar to Ankit Tiwari. And 2012 was when Aashiki 2 came. Correct. तो मैं तब से वो सारे गाने गाता था. आशिकी 2 का तो मेरा रटा हुआ था पूरा. एंड उसके बाद देन रॉय के कौन सा गाना तू है कि नहीं. So I had learned that song. There was 3-4 songs which I knew. मतलब ये तो कभी भी गा सकता हूँ. Okay. So this was the song.
So that the way I brought that up was to tee off the point with. Yeah. थोड़ा सा सुनाओ ना.
Oh okay okay. मुझसे ही आज मुझको मिला दे, देखूं आदतों में तू है कि नहीं, हर सांस से पूछ के बता दे, इनके सांसों में तू है कि नहीं, मैं आस पास तेरे और मेरे पास तू है कि नहीं, तू है कि नहीं, whatever. So I sang that. Nice. So I knew कि इतना गाऊंगा, and for I got the karaoke also for it. A good karaoke at that time. So that time Moises and these AI tools were not there. Correct. So a good karaoke मिलना was a very difficult thing. I agree. तो मुझे मिल गया था. And these competition used to ask कि वो either they used to play an instrument और अपना ट्रैक लेके आओ. तो मेरा क्या होता था कि ट्रैक भी अपने पास ओरिजिनल वाला रेडी है और आवाज भी वैसा साउंड कर रहा है. तो मजा आता था लोगों को, यार ये सेम गा रहा है वैसा ही. तो दैट इज हाउ आई गॉट टू वन.
सो cut to, college got over.
Yeah.
You've been having a little bit of a YouTube journey, putting out songs, getting great numbers for that point of time.
Yeah.
15, 20,000, 2,000, 25,000 views. What was the next phase in your journey?
I came back to Aurangabad and I started making covers, and by then, because I started putting out covers, people have started noticing, not from just close family friends, but friends of friends, जिनको कुछ काम कराना है, जिनको गाना बनाना है, जिनको प्रोडक्शन करना है, तो दे यूज्ड टू लाइक इट. वो बोलते थे कि वो तूने वो वीडियो में जैसा किया ना कवर में वैसा हमको करके देना. तो बोला फिर थोड़ा पैसा लगेगा, दोगे क्या? और देते थे. तो आई यूज्ड टू चार्ज लाइक बहुत ही नॉमिनल. मैं आई नेवर गेव देम अ नंबर कि इतना मुझे पैसा दो. आई ऑलवेज टोल्ड देम कि यार तुमको मैं बना के दूंगा, जितना तुमको अच्छा लगेगा उतने मुझे पैसे दे देना. आई यूज्ड टू डू लाइव शोज ऑल्सो बाय देन, कि बर्थडे पार्टीज एंड ऑल आई यूज्ड टू डू. देयर ऑल्सो आई नेवर कोटेड अ नंबर. I used to just take my keyboard and just go and perform. And I used to tell them कि आपको जितना लगता है उतना दे देना. तो जितना लगता है मेरे लिए काफ़ी था, बिकॉज क्योंकि मेरा खर्चा नहीं था कुछ ज़्यादा, स्टूडियो का भी खर्चा नहीं था, मैं घर के अंदर ही सेटअप लगाया था. दैट टाइम बाय 2015 आई वॉज वर्किंग ऑन अ विंडोज़ PC. So I had a cracked version of a software called Magic's Music Maker. Very toyish software, but I used to work on that. Then 2015 I got the MacBook.
Nice.
Then I turned to Logic. उसके बाद the process of making stuff also sped up.
Nice.
So all this,
and all the production that you learned was also self-taught?
Self-taught.
Or did you
YouTube.
से
So that was the time when I was in college. 2013 to 2016 का टाइम था when I discovered YouTube also, because वाईफाई लग गया था हमारे पुणे वाले घर में. तो वहाँ पे I discovered all these new interviews, your show, Shalmali's episode, Monali's episode, all those videos I had seen multiple times, because तब content भी कम ही था, मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा content नहीं था.
Correct.
तो जो वीडियो अच्छा लगता है वो बार बार देखो.
Correct.
तो interviews, political interviews also I started watching. So that was. I
remember you told me when we first spoke, I think you also enjoyed the Amit Trivedi episode.
Amit Trivedi was the first episode. That is how I discovered.
That's
because
how, okay.
I'm a huge Amit Trivedi fan.
I know.
So that is how I used to search कि Amit Trivedi interview, latest new episode, whatever. Because तब तक नहीं आया था उनका इतना डेट था ही नहीं बाहर.
Correct.
So yours was the only episode where you spoke about individual tracks to him.
Correct.
And you made a list.
From what I heard from even his management is, Amit Trivedi back then was very shy. He hated doing interviews. Like, if you go back to that point of time, there were literally no interviews of his online. And he at most maybe kabhi koi radio station mein gaya or whatever, that kind of a thing. So with me, and his manager had told me once very clearly, देख your interview तो, I mean, slot sorted out हो गया, you're gonna go meet him, but I can't guarantee. He's very shy. He doesn't like interviews. He's very shy. He may tell you 10 minutes into the interview कि बस हो गया, अभी मैं निकल रहा है. And we spent 1.5 hours in his inner sanctum, which is like where he sits and composes. And we come out and his man is like, भाई क्या कुछ जादू टोना किया क्या, इसको वो बाहर नहीं आ रहा था. Somebody here is waiting for him. A singer had come there. वो ज़ेबन हानिया की जो पाकिस्तान थी ना that time कोच स्टूडियो में. So she had come to sing a song. She was waiting for him downstairs. He's like, he was sitting like this and enjoying the conversation.
Because you know why? Because you spoke about individual tracks.
Correct.
तब तक भी I don't think there is another episode where people have spoken to him about individual tracks, and people will be forgetting only some of the albums. No One Killed Jessica and all those albums. Nobody talks to him about those amazing albums.
मैंने तो उसको बोला कि when he was just playing piano on a band called Om.
I know. Om the Fusion Band.
Om the Fusion Band. I have loved his music since then. Like I used to love Sriram Iyer singing, the whole band, Bobo and everybody.
You mentioned that in the episode also.
I was like, so sorry, we digress.
No, but it's a great episode.
You were seeing content back then.
So this was my source of information. कि I used to watch it because मुझे अगर कीबोर्ड खरीदना है तो I know कि अमित सर कौन सा यूज करते हैं, तो इंटरव्यू देखो कहीं दिख जाएगा. So I knew that he uses Phantom G6. So I looked for it on the internet. So it was very expensive, so I did not get it. But ये information, how does he work? How can my songs sound like good? तब तक तो I was struggling to make songs which would sound noiseless, क्योंकि तब तक मैं analog recording करता था. तो it was very difficult for me to just make a track which there will be no noise in it.
Correct.
तो तब तक जब डिजिटल पे आया तब मुझे समझ आया तो डिजिटल में होता है ऐसा रिकॉर्डिंग होता है. somewhere someone mentioned कि वो लॉजिक यूज़ करते हैं. तो मुझे पता चला अच्छा लॉजिक कहाँ पे यूज होता है, तो फिर उसके लिए मैकबुक खरीदना पड़ेगा, उसी में चलता है.
Wow.
So that is how I learned.
That's
छोटी-छोटी
amazing,
चीजें.
man. That's
Yeah,
amazing
yeah.
that you. So you know, for everybody watching right now, ये एक बहुत अच्छा example है कि यार you don't need to go to the expensive schools and sound engineering institutes to learn production also. सब कुछ आजकल online आपको information मिल जाएगा. You just need to have that desire to study, desire to learn, want to get better at your craft, and you are constantly evolving. As you can see from his story, it started from a basic computer, recording with a digicam. Yahi story even Shirley Sethi had mentioned, like she had recorded her first few videos on like this iPhone 3 or something like that. ऐसे दोस्त पकड़ के photo, video record करता. No video production quality.
I looked for it, the formal training part. I looked for a course in Berkeley.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, कि कितना लगता है, देखते तो हैं कि वहाँ पे जाके शायद अपने को जल्दी सीखने को मिलेगा, but that was way too expensive for me.
Exactly.
To go there and then spend 1 year, 1.5 year, 2 year, whatever the course is.
Yeah, it's a very difficult thing for most normal middle class people to think. Yeah, Berkeley में जाके सीख के आना is like.
और सीख के आना तो काम यहाँ पे करना है, तो my parents asked, they did not deny it, but they were like कि तू यहाँ पे काम करे तो वहाँ पे जाके करेगा क्या, formal training और ऐसी कौन सी चीजें जो online नहीं सीखी जा सकती. Whatever you know by till now is from the internet.
Correct.
So just practice. So I also agreed to that कि कर सकते हैं. It just takes a little bit of mehnat and passion, and you have to just
put your time.
Yeah, put your time to it.
Correct.
But it is enjoyable. The process is enjoyable.
See, when you're doing something you love, right?
Yeah.
You don't think about यार कितने घंटे बिताए मैंने इसमें.
समझ ही नहीं आता.
वो समझ में नहीं आता कि then you're not thinking कि यार मैं 4 बजे तक जगा था. Oh, and I'm waking up at like 9 in the morning or 8 in the morning, and I want to get back to it.
Yeah.
That desire is there because it's something that is fueling you.
Yeah.
It's making you wake up in the morning and making you sleep late at night because you want to get better at what you're doing.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. So okay, you got back to Aurangabad, started making content, and so that was going on until
2020. The day my video went viral, August 2020. Before that, I was working for. It was a Marathi film. They had given me a song to produce, so I was doing that on that day, and I put this video out and I started working on that song. So I had to deliver them by that night. So for the first 2 hours when the video went viral, I couldn't see it because I was busy working. कि इसको रात में देना है. And then I shut down my computer, went home, and my mom was like, "आजचा वीडियो मस्त होता." That's what she said. तब तक वायरल हुआ है, that ये नहीं हुआ था, पता नहीं चला था. But she said आजचा वीडियो मस्त झालाय. म्हटलं चांगला झाला का? Okay. Then I went to sleep and then I saw Shalmali was the first person to comment on the video.
क्या बात है?
So I saw Shalmali's video की म्हटलं अरे यार Shalmaliनी बघितला व्हिडिओ, मजा आली. The next day I think Rajkumar Rao commented on the video. And next day after that Anurag Kashyap shared it.
क्या बात है?
उसके बाद स्प्रीति ईरानी shared the video. तो मुझे लगा कि अरे क्या हो रहा है ये, and the number started increasing, like एकदा रिफ्रेश केलं की ठक 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 50,000 वाढतायत.
Wow.
Followers were increasing the moment I used to refresh. 50,000, 1 lakh followers. That's crazy. By twice the speed it happened on YouTube.
Oh wow.
On YouTube I was at around, I don't remember exactly, but 9,000 subscribers. By the time the video came out, it crossed 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, 5 lakh.
Amazing,
by the end
man.
of that week or 2 weeks later, I was at 1 million. Then so by the end of that year, I crossed 3 million. So
that's crazy.
That was something.
That's amazing, man. For everybody, for the few people who live under a rock and who don't know which video you're talking about, याद दिला दो सबको कौन सा video?
राशि थी, कुकर में से चने निकाल दिए और खाली कुकर गैस पर चढ़ा दिया.
Yeah, man, that was such a crazy thing. And I remember everybody talking about यार ये कहाँ से गाना आया है, ये कैसे viral बना है क्या. And then you kept following it up with hit after hit in a way, and I saw your interview with Rahman sir. Yeah. And you mentioned in that interview, there's this one, you asked him, what do you listen to?
Yes.
And he says, I listen to you.
Yeah.
That's like, for you it must have been
absolutely.
Everybody was listening to you, man. Everybody that was, every content creator, every actor, every singer that I know was sampling your music. And one of the most beautiful things was, right, that every artist in the industry was enjoying it. Nowhere did I see content like, अरे ये क्या फालतूगिरी कर रहा है, because they saw the humor in it. They saw that you were also enjoying it as humor. You weren't trying to put it out as like कि you know ये देखो मैं कितना music piece मैंने बनाया है. You know, it's not like you were having fun with it. You know, you were laughing at it yourself. We could see you having a good time. I think इसीलिए सब लोगों ने उसको embrace किया. Be it somebody like a Rahman sir, Anurag Kashyap, Amit Trivedi, Shalmali Kolkade, whoever. Speaking of Shalmali Kolkade, by the इसी episode के पहले वाला episode was with Shalmali and Rajan Batra. If you've not seen it, please go and see it. Sort of बीच में एक plug मार दिया आपको, so that you can go and see the last episode. And coincidentally, Shalmali was the first guest that we featured on the channel over 10 years ago.
Achha, that was the first episode.
So technically, I had actually recorded with Vishal and Shekhar. And again, 10-year-old technical cameras and all whatever else. The card got corrupted. And I told the company with whom I was working back then कि भाई, if you do not recover this data, I will stop doing this show. I cannot go back to Vishal Dadlani and tell him
कि फिर से वो बोलो story.
And when I had 0 views and 0 subscribers on the MJ show, Vishal said yes to coming on the show because of all the work that I had done on radio for years before that, and I had supported Pentagram, and he knew me well. So I told him, you know what, I'm starting off this show, and this is what I intend to do with it, and I want to get somebody whom I love and respect as my first guest. So I'd love for it to be you. He's like, huh man. And I said, I'd love to shoot with Shekhar too, but not as Vishal Shekhar. I want to talk to Vishal Dadlani as Vishal Dadlani and Shekhar Ravjiani as him. So can you connect me with him? He sent me Shekhar's number. Shekhar को बताया था कि Mihir is going to call. So I call up Shekhar. I tell him कि you know, I just spoke with Vishal. By the way, my name is Mihir Joshi. Arey Baba, I know who you are. Of course, when you want to do it, it was like that. And I shot with both of them back to back. Like I finished with Vishal, he went out of the room in his studio in Bandra. Then Shekhar comes and sits with me in that same sofa and we record. I did not even know what my crew is going to bring. Camera क्या होने वाला है, mic होने वाला है, कुछ मालूम नहीं था. Because this was my first transition from radio. नहीं audio था. Radio to video वो मेरा पहला transition था. I never shot anything before that. And I told him कि भाई I cannot go back to Vishal Dadlani and say कि भाई अपना episode corrupt हो गया. And by the time they were recovering this data, I had shot with Shalmali next. She was my next guest. So that video went out first, and Vishal and Shekhar, they finally recovered. They spent a ton of money going to whatever places, recover data, all that. They got that content, which is why those episodes also exist. But because of that, Shalmali episode is the first episode on the channel. And like I said, so you know, another thing I realized is 10 साल हो गए अभी चैनल को, तब तो मैं सिर्फ उसको टॉक शो बुलाता था, because रेडियो पे करता था, रेडियो से इधर पे आया, it was visual, so it looked like a talk show. I called it a talk show. अभी इसको पॉडकास्ट बोलते हैं आजकल. मैंने बोला कि I've been doing a podcast before the word podcast became a thing in Mumbai or in India for that matter. So it's been a fun journey, man, and some of these conversations that I've had, including what we are doing right now, I absolutely love it. Also for people who are watching, like you watched years ago, to find these moments in our favorite artists' careers, which changed their life. Is what, and sharing these stories with people is something amazing. I've enjoyed doing. So Tez Halat Huzab, you know, you had your viral moment and you followed it up with Paadi Ho Rahi Hai, which I saw on your channel is the most viewed video. Some 77 million views, guys. If you've not seen that video, I don't know where you live. Definitely not in India, but if you've not seen it, please go and see it. And subscribe to his channel. He's already got a ton of subscribers. Please
we always need subscribers.
Always need subscribers. And please tell your fans also to subscribe to the MJ Show.
Yeah, please subscribe to the MJ Show and watch the initial episodes also if you haven't watched it yet. Watch the recent episodes also. Because Shalmali one, again, because that is where she spoke about Amit sir also.
Correct.
How she got pareshan and how it was. So, like again, as you said, no, कि एक आर्टिस्ट जो अच्छा लगता है वो दूसरे अपने को जो अच्छा आर्टिस्ट लगता है उसके बारे में जो अच्छी बात करता है तो बहुत मजा आता है देखने में कि यार सेम वैलिडेशन इज परफेक्ट. सो या आई फाउंड दैट इन सम ऑफ द एपिसोड्स, सो प्लीज सब्सक्राइब.
ऑफ ऑल द पीपल हु हैव responded to your videos that you put up, whether it's on Instagram or on YouTube, what comment did you see which blew your mind, like, or like to know that this person is commenting on it? What was that one? Because I know you've had so many people now, you're friends with the entire industry, sab log jante hai who you are, but when it started and you started getting those comments, which comment blew your mind?
There were 2-3 there are 3 to 4 comments that have absolutely like those comments and those DMs also count, right?
हाँ, DMs
they
also
have the most significance.
So screenshot करके रखा है?
Screenshot तो मैं सब करके रखा है, हर every comment, every refresh, every growth from 2000 to 3000 whatever it was, सबका screenshot रखा है. But DM wise and comment wise, सबसे तो there's one DM that stands out, which is from I got from Babil Khan.
Okay.
For not for my song, but for the mimicry that I do of Irfan Khan.
Oh wow.
And he said कि बहुत लोग करते हैं mimicry बाबा की, लेकिन जब आप करते हो तो सच लगता है कि वही बात कर रहे हैं सच में.
क्या बात है.
So I thought that was the best compliment that I ever got.
Amazing.
So that was not for music, that was for mimicry. And then there were people from the music industry who enjoyed the video, and then I spoke to them and they told me कि हमको we can see that you have a musical ear, because by then when the videos were going viral, people, usually the audiences were enjoying it for the meme part of it.
The comedy value of it.
Which I don't mind. Enjoy it for whatever you like. Just give me views, so that is fine. But these people, I spoke to Vishal Bharadwaj sir. I spoke to Anu Malik sir. And both of them told me कि तुम म्यूजिक तुम्हारा अच्छा है. So वो मेरे लिए it was a huge pat on the back कि अच्छा इनको म्यूजिक पसंद आ गया, because why I started these videos was the goal कि मेरे को म्यूजिक प्रोडक्शन मजा आता है, लेकिन अपना लिरिक्स का पार्ट इतना खास नहीं है, मेलोडी अपने को नहीं बनाना आता है. सो आई थॉट कि डायलॉग्स ले लेते हैं, उसके पीछे मैं फिर इन दैट वीडियो मैं उसमें प्रोडक्शन में वो नहीं करता हूँ कंजूसी. सो आई प्रोड्यूस इट लाइक अ प्रॉपर सॉन्ग. देयर इज मिक्सिंग, देयर इज एवरीथिंग, देयर इज बेस, आई फिल द एंटायर फ्रीक्वेंसी स्पेक्ट्रम. So if you remove the dialogues, it's a romantic song or a sad song, whatever. So even the Rasode wala video, if you remove the track, it's a song. It can be turned into a good travel song. Same with my other video. I had already made a sad song, which was the later turned into Biggini Shoot. So I had that beat already, and because I had to keep on putting content because this video went viral, so I wanted to maintain that streak, and I was out of content. So I went back to my older folder and I found this Biggini Shoot, very zara zara touch me kind of beat, and then there was this flute piece in it. So if you hear this out of context, it's a sad song. It was supposed to be a sensual sad song, but then it went good with the Biggini Shoot. So that was it. So all these songs, if you remove the dialogues, those are proper songs. So I was glad that they noticed it.
Nice. All the people whose vocals you have taken, like these lines out, kind of out of context lines also. Have they reached out to you? And I know the pehle gaane ke to, I mean the actress in that has reached out to you. I've seen your connection on social media, but बाकी के लोगों ने भी
काफी लोगों ने किया. This Biggini Shoot girl I couldn't find because I wanted to tag her also, but she is not there on the internet.
Hey भाई, ढूंढो कौन है वो Biggini Shoot वाली girl and connect her with Yashraj. It will be
I also know that she's the brand ambassador of Maharani beer.
क्या बात है.
in Indore. So I don't know, I couldn't find her. But
ढूंढो सब लोग ढूंढो और मदद करो, connect करो.
Of course, Shahnaz, I met Shahnaz is my friend now, so that was it. I made one on Zakir Khan.
Yes.
So I met him, of course, later. So yeah, most of them I've been in contact.
I'll tell you one of your recent tracks which kinda resonated in my household. Now here's the crazy thing about, or the beauty about what you do, and I'll tell you as a listener, as a fan, that they are so hooky, they are so well composed that they stay in your head all day long. It reminds me of a conversation that I had with Ishq Bector. Ishq Bector ने मुझे कहा था कि भाई, you may like me, you may not like me, पर सुबह ऑफिस में जाते वक्त अगर ए हिप हॉप पर तुमने सुना रेडियो पे, दिन भर तुम गाते रहोगे ए हिप हॉप पर मुझे प्यार तो, because I made a song which is so hooky that it will stay in your head.
It will stay.
दिन भर रहेगा. You will be in your bathroom and you'll be singing ए हिप हॉप. I was like, यार सही बोल रहा है यार कि, and I told him this कि I remember back in the day I wasn't a massive fan of the song or the video, whatever. It wasn't my kind of music. But if I heard it, I would be singing it all day long.
Yeah.
So I was taking my son, and he's 5. He still doesn't watch content. Like we've not given him phone, iPad कुछ नहीं है उसका. He loves reading and all that, but he loves music, so he listens to a lot of music. So I'm on the bike. I'm taking him to his dance class. So मेरे सामने बैठा है वो, and I'm singing in his ears. What is that beautiful, so elegant, so beautiful, just looking like a wow. And he's hearing me sing this, and it was stuck in my head. Tadishes to release Kela Shiltegana. You put it out that day. It was stuck in my head because before that I was getting annoyed कि यार सब लोग इस पे reel क्यों बना रहे हैं? Because people were just using the audio, like the actual thing. And then you put music to it. Music डालते it became like this, earworm which is there in my head, and I'm humming it. Like for 15 minutes he heard that, and he loved it. I'm making a video a few days ago about a bear brick. He's sitting on my lap, and I asked him, when you saw this Superman bear brick, what did you say? So beautiful, so elegant, just looking like a... And he did it in the same meter as you. So he's not even seen your video, and it's stuck in his head. I can imagine how many people have the same thing happening for them.
I've noticed this. It's mostly when I'm in Aurangabad also. It's the people who come to meet me, or the people who meet me on airports and all. Those are mostly kids from 8, 9, 10 years old. So they come and they very sweetly they just want to meet me because they don't have phones to take a selfie. They just come and they just meet, भैया आपका बहुत अच्छा लगता है, तुम्हारा कुत्ता टॉमी देखा था बहुत अच्छा लगता है. And they know the tunes by heart because for some reason it's catchy to them, and so it's mostly I've noticed this kids like it more.
And I recognize something right now. You said all these great music directors that you met. From somebody like A.R. Rahman sir to Anu Malik sir, all of these people who've told you about your music, what they recognize is you've been making memorable tunes. It's not just the meme content and the funny content. That's like that masala on top that is just making everything better. Or it's like the cake bana ke uske upar frosting and cherry dala. But the cake itself is delicious, and people are loving the music. Think about today also when kids are playing अंताक्षरी. गाने कौन से गा रहे हैं? सब पुराने गाने ना, जिनकी अच्छी मेलोडी है,
100%.
जो गाने दिमाग में अटक जाते हैं.
100%.
कौन अभी के जो रिसेंट गाने जो बन रहे हैं कौन गाता है? Even the kids who are doing अंताक्षरी are still singing, Kishore Kumar songs and Sonu Nigam songs and things like that. So it comes down to melody. It comes down to good musicality, which is what remains. You know what? Look, so beautiful, so elegant, looking like a wow in your style. Will probably sing it 30 years later on also. I'm telling you, घर पे, if I land up saying, "Arey wow, this is so beautiful," my son will come from somewhere and say, "So elegant, just looking like a wow." Arey, that day something else happened. We were talking about food. So beautiful, so tasty, just feeling like a wow. I'm like, he's using the same thing and he's making variations with it.
So the credit also goes to the person who actually said it. So if there's Shehnaz Gill.
Correct.
So Shehnaz Gill, I can make one entire album with Shehnaz Gill dialogues because there's so much that she says. It's in a rhythm. Kokila Ben, the actor, so there also she has said so many things in that TV series. I can literally make 10 songs out of each of her dialogues.
Amazing.
So all these people also, they're very interesting way of speaking also.
Correct.
So recently I did one with which was age is doesn't the matter.
I saw that.
It doesn't the matter. So it comes from their mind and I just capture it.
Age, it doesn't matter. You know what? I'm telling you something. Honestly, it doesn't matter. When you hear his music, you're going to love it, and keep showing the love that you guys have shown him for so many, so many years now, in the future as well. Not just for these songs, but for the original music that he puts out as well. Because he does that. He's just put out a song, 3-4 months ago?
Yes.
Rasmalai was 3 months ago.
Yes.
And before that also you put out songs, and you are working on a new song right now.
Yeah.
Tell me about that. So has this space of being able to create viral content helped you gain an audience for your original music? How have they accepted that? कि उनको, are they as excited about अरे यशराज का अगला ओरिजिनल गाना कब आएगा, not just कि अगला कौन सा मीम गाना आएगा जिसके ऊपर हम
100%
कंटेंट बना पाएंगे?
100%. जो फर्स्ट वायरल होने के बाद So initially there were people who came there just for the meme content. If I used to put anything else, they did not engage with it. तो मुझे समझ आया कि इनको यही चाहिए. But then I intentionally put other kind of stuff. I put some a cappella videos. I put some little bit of one original song I used to put in between. So I intentionally tried and ऐसा करके कि बाबा ये भी है दुकान में, ये भी रहेगा. तो आपको अगर अभी जाना है तो चले जाओ, मैं बुरा नहीं मानूंगा, क्योंकि फिर मैं बाद में कुछ डालूंगा तो फिर आप ज़्यादा डिसअपॉइंट हो जाओगे. तो फॉर दोज फ्यू मंथ्स आई इंटेंशनली पुट ब्रांड वर्क भी आता था. आई यूज्ड टू ऑफर देम कि तो यूजुअली तब जो ब्रांड वर्क आता था, दे यूज्ड टू प्रॉब्ली शूट अ TVC फॉर द ब्रांड एंड देन आस्क मी टू टेक समथिंग आउट ऑफ द TVC एंड मेक अ जिंगल आउट ऑफ इट. सो मैंने बोला सर वो नहीं करते, मैं आपको ओरिजिनल जिंगल बना के देता हूँ. Because then I wanted to make an original jingle.
Correct.
I've always been wanting to make original jingles.
Right.
But it took me a while to make them understand also कि देखो ये करते ये चलेगा, मेरा सुनो आप, कि I'm still struggling with it because most of the like out of 10, 8 briefs that I get is of कि हमारा ad आ गया है,
उसमें
से उठा के बना दो, या फिर हमारी फिल्म आ रही है, ट्रेलर आ रहा है, उसमें से उठा के कुछ बना दो. Which doesn't work. If it would have worked, I would have done that. But it doesn't work. जो मैं बनाता हूँ, those are just specific dialogues that I find which are funny.
Correct.
And those work in a certain context.
Correct.
लेकिन फिल्म का लेके बनाना, it just looks very lame. Correct. And I've tried doing that in the past. It doesn't work. It doesn't land because it is not meant for that.
Correct.
So yeah. So my idea was to put out things and tell the audience कि वाह मेरे को ये करना है, आप थोड़ा इस पे भी थोड़ा ध्यान दो. So I started putting out original songs, jingles, and this Rasmalai thing was also a part of that only. कि मुझे ये अच्छा लगता है. मुझे Rasmalai as a so by this time it took me 2 years to understand how to convey emotion through a composition. So as I said, lyrically I'm not that strong. Melody wise I'm good with the production part of it. I can make it sound good. But to have a melody and to have lyrics in it which have some meaning or resonance with my emotions.
Correct.
So I am completely in sync with emotions related to food. I love Rasmalai. I genuinely do.
Wow.
So I wanted to make a song about that.
Nice.
So I thought कि यार इसको अगर capture कर सके अपने गाने में, let's try. So it took me some while to understand how to do that. So I know what I have to achieve, it is X, but I don't know what steps
is the
to
path
do.
to follow to
so
get
what
there.
composition should I make so that ये गाना सुनने के बाद ऐसे गले में ठंडा लगना चाहिए. That is what I wanted. लेकिन कैसे लगेगा वो पता नहीं. So it took a little bit of time for that. So finally when I thought कि अभी ये थोड़ा ठीक लग रहा है, so there are some techniques that I use. There's some reverb control that I learned. There's some composition flow that I learned कि ये point पे अगर ये note आएगा तो शायद उसमें calming लग सकता है.
Nice.
There's some production techniques that I learned कि इतना एक level पे चल रहा है गाना and the bass has to come on off beat so that it looks feels like a swingy song.
Nice.
And then I made an animated video on that.
I loved it, by the way. I love what you did with the video.
So I'm in a Rasmalai world. I'm diving into Rasmalai. I'm floating on a Rasmalai. So I enjoyed that entire process. So this YM Original thing is for that.
So you made your own label now, right?
I made my own label. So the Rasmalai came in that label only, YM Originals.
Wonderful.
And the next a few songs I'm working on will also be.
Let's break some news here. I know you told me you're working on a song and उसका थोड़ा production हो चुका है. I mean like.
मतलब उसका melody बन चुका है. Lyrics are locked. The dubs are also उसमें बस one word here or there I have to change. But production I'm working on.
Okay.
Production also the basic structure I have. But it's a lovely song. It's a good, decent, heartfelt song.
So everyone watching right now, एक नया गाना आने वाला है. Like I said, let's break some news. If you've not mentioned it on any social media platform, एक वर्किंग टाइटल गाने का नाम बता दो, so that उसमें से लोगों को एक they can start imagining किस किस्म का गाना.
Oh no, that's the worst part. You should never do that.
अच्छा.
नहीं, the thing is you should surprise them. अगर मैं बता दूंगा ना and if they imagine something and the song doesn't deliver on that,
वो भी point है.
वो disappoint हो जाएगा.
अच्छा ठीक है, बस एक word डाल दो बस. Then there's nothing to imagine.
So there's man in that word. Yeah.
One word in the
title of the song is man.
Okay, चलो. इतना बोल दिया. Breaking news हो चुका है यहाँ पे.
Yeah.
A little bit of an original song that you made.
Yeah.
Can you sing for us?
Yeah, it's Rasmalai only I'll sing.
Hey Rasmalai,
तू दिखाई दे रही लजीज सी है, नाम फिर क्यों जिंदगी है ए रसमलाई। तू नहाई बीते कल के चाशनी में, ख्वाब के बादाम से सजी, क्यों काम काज से ढकूं मैं। वक्त है तुझे जुबान पे रखूं मैं, चखूं मैं ए रसमलाई।
That's awesome. So आज ना before wrapping up the episode मैंने सोचा थोड़ा सा कुछ एक अलग करेंगे. I've got Yashraj and I want to do this going forward as well because I get to meet with some of my favorite friends from the industry and मैं हमेशा उनके लाइफ के बारे में ही बात करता हूँ, पर आज सोचा चलो अभी ये पॉडकास्ट वाला फील आ ही चुका है तो थोड़ा पॉडकास्ट ही बिजनेस भी करते हैं यहाँ पे. I want to just talk to you about a couple of things that are happening in the industry and get your thoughts on it. Let's discuss what we both think about it. One is South Indian film industry and the music that is coming out of that, which is, in fact, you met Rahman sir, who is like the prime example of back then also how South Indian music, film industry music was becoming mainstream. You know, all the songs that he was making, हम सब लोग गा रहे थे. हिंदी में तो उसके lyrics कुछ भी होते थे. My wife and I keep joking about the उर्वशी के जो lyrics उसमें कुछ pharmacy डाला है, कुछ भी है, random.
Jurassic Park
में कुछ भी ना. But we sang the song, we danced to it, we enjoyed it. But now there's not just this resurgence of the music, but even the films that are coming out, which are massively, you know, like big and popular. Bollywood के जो fans हैं, they are all wanting to watch all these, you know, Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam films, and it's growing in such a massive way. What are your thoughts about that? Who is there somebody from that space, जिसका composition या जिसका background score या even just the music, the track, you know, the songs that are there, the soundtrack जो है, that you've really been enjoying?
Oh, there's Anirudh for sure. Everybody loves him. And the work that he's been doing recently, मतलब बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त, it's too good. And I really like Santosh Narayanan sir. I've been listening to his songs from 2016. I discovered जब वो आई थी साला खड़ूस में मैंने गाने सुने and they did not sound like a Hindi रेगुलर जो चल रहा था. आई कुड इवन लाइक लिटरली मेक आउट कि ये इधर मुंबई में नहीं बना, ये कुछ तो बाहर से आया है. सो आई लव द एल्बम. देन आई लुक फॉर द, अच्छा मुझे फिर पता चला कि इट्स अ रीमेक ऑफ अ साउथ इंडियन फिल्म. देन आई लिसन टू द ओरिजिनल एल्बम एंड दैट इज हाउ आई डिस्कवर्ड संतोष नारायण सर. और मुझे बहुत ही अच्छा लगा उनका काम. मतलब हिज मेलोडीज, हिज वे ऑफ प्रोड्यूसिंग सॉन्ग्स, द काइंड ऑफ वॉइसेस ही यूजेस, वो बहुत अच्छा लगा. एंड similar, there's one Marathi composer. His name is A.V. Praful Chandra.
Okay.
I recently met him. I did a podcast also with him because just to understand, I love his music. Marathi mein, I don't think there's anybody else other than A.V. sir who is doing such amazing work. I'll send you the links. You must listen to his songs.
I would definitely want to check it out, man. And I've also been enjoying how, for especially for South Indian films, entry music for a hero, moments that are happening, fight scenes that are happening.
I absolutely love it. It's a treat.
It's a treat, right? I mean, it's like going back to the times when, you know, Hollywood में भी जब वो films होते हैं, magnum opus type के films, it was larger than life. It was, so you know, I mean, हर एक चीज में ना logic निकालने की जरूरत नहीं है, because logically सब कुछ देखा जाए, तो then it doesn't make sense. It's entertainment. It's film. It's supposed to be.
I completely enjoy, man. I love Jawan.
Jawan was fantastic.
मेरे को इतना मजा आया.
बहुत मजा आया मुझको भी.
मेरे को हर 10 मिनट में इतना कुछ हाई मिल रहा है. The music is great. The visuals are great. There's entry. There's this. There's 4 entries of one hero. Then there's another character. There's उसके 2 entries. It is too good, यार. I तो completely enjoy.
So let's talk about another film which is being talked about everywhere from 2 different perspectives. One is, of course, the fact that it is making so much money. And then the other thing about, you know, the character portraying certain things which people are not liking. We're talking about Animal, of course. And the music again is great in the film. I thought, you know, there's that. यार मेरे को बता, the one time when I felt violence was beautiful was when I watched Kill Bill.
Yeah, Kill Bill. तो
Kill
yeah.
Bill का वो जो fight scene है when
Yes.
she goes in, you know, that 88 जो crazy 88 को मारती है,
हाँ.
that feel जो था ना is what I got when there's that just before interval Ranbir does that, you know, the fight scene with all those guys, and then they are singing Arjun Valley in the background, and it's like those 11 guys, intimidating looking guys, man, like भाई इन लोग को देखोगे तो लगेगा कि भाई इनसे बच के रहने का, वैसे types of guys singing, and this one guy going on a rampage killing people. It was insane. So musically it was great. What did you feel about the film and what did you feel about the music?
Okay, I'll start with music because
start with the music,
see, I enjoyed the songs individually. Okay, then film में भी मजा ही आता है. I just feel ना कि this kind of film, the way they have shot it, no, मुझे लगता है कि the songs don't sound like they have come from one family. They don't belong to one zone.
Correct.
Those are beautiful songs individually.
Right.
I love the songs. But they like Arjun Valley एक एल्बम में हो तो उसमें I think Sataranga is not part of that soundscape wise. I think
I agree.
Though both are beautiful songs, they both go well with the film also.
Correct.
But because T series being T series, उनको पता है कि एक प्रोजेक्ट में कैसा बनाने का, तो they know कि एक ये ला लेंगे तो मजा आएगा. और मजा आता भी है, it works. But I would say for example a rock star. When you hear album,
cohesive album,
ऐसा लगता है कि एक घर से आया है ये सब.
Correct.
ये यहाँ पे बस वो नहीं लगता मुझे.
Correct.
But it works with the film.
So let me contradict you in a way, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
To take the example of a Kill Bill or any of the kind of films that say a Tarantino made. He just picked songs. अपने यहाँ पे क्या होता है ना कि म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर एक चूज किया जाता है और वो गाने उस फिल्म के लिए बनाता है. So then it feels like it's one guy whose vision or whose album comes out. वैसे हुआ करता था. अभी तो there's no longer that generation where it generally एक आदमी को आप पूरा album दे दो. There'll be like multiple music directors who bring their own feel to it. But the way I look at it is to look at it as how international cinema has been using music forever. कि यार उन लोग के लिए कोई म्यूजिक डायरेक्टर स्कोर बनाने के लिए रहता है, पर जो गाने रहते हैं those are just picked up. Like maybe in one film there'll be a Bon Jovi song, there'll be an Aerosmith song, there might be a Britney Spears song because वहाँ पे it fits.
Even a comedy film like The Hangover.
Correct.
There are multiple songs from multiple artists.
Multiple different. So it never feels like a cohesive album. But it works for the story.
It works.
So उस तरीके से अगर देखा जाए तो the songs work. Now talk about the film itself.
Okay, so film, the first half I completely enjoyed. I won't lie. Especially the interval block when Dolby Walia plays in the theater and when Upendra Limai comes and he says कि ये तू क्या समझता है, मैं क्या स्विगी वाला है क्या? I totally lost it. मेरे को लगा and I literally thought that when the dhar happened, I thought कि ये गलती से ना, because this usually happens in small towns. मेरे को लगा औरंगाबाद में इसने ना गलती से क्लाइमैक्स लगा दिया और ये इसने स्पॉइलर दे दिया, अभी पिक्चर तो खत्म हो गया यहाँ पे because he killed the main guy. By then what they had introduced as a villain, उसको खत्म कर दे, सब खत्म हो जाता है. Spoiler alert by the way, if you have not seen Animal by now,
ये बहुत लेट हो गया. अभी स्पॉइलर अलर्ट नहीं है, अभी तक देख लेना चाहिए था.
तो by then तो I totally enjoyed and the वो है ना high points, new character, fresh एकदम like अभी कौन से पिक्चर में आपने देखा कि हीरो को रैशेस हो गए? they have like that rawness of Sandeep Reddy Vanga. I really enjoyed that. A close up shot of his thigh. उसको लगा है वो पट्टी बांध रहा है. तो all these rawness I really enjoyed till the interval. Interval के बाद I thought he was only out of character थोड़ा जगह पे, तो थोड़ा मुझे बोरिंग लगा. बाकी जो चर्चा जी चालू आहे की हा असंच कसं आहे, हे असंच कसं, हे बरोबरच आहे आणि चूक आहे, त्यात आपल्याला काही माहिती
नाही. So now here's my thought on this. You know, I've been wanting to put this thought out, but मैंने सोचा कि यार किसी के साथ बैठ के बात करता हूँ rather than just putting up a random video on Instagram or whatever. And here's my thought. When you watch a film, say you watch Godfather, and you see whoever, Al Pacino in it or whoever, you know that they are the lead characters of the film, and you love them for who they are, right? As in those characters, you get invested in them. But now step out of the film and see what the story is. It's the story of a gangster. In real life, would you idolize a gangster? No. You'd think he's a bad guy, correct? In every sense of the word, he is a bad guy. He's not a hero. So to project, you are confusing the character of the story with who he is as a human being outside of the film. my thought is what he's doing is portraying the character that his director has asked him to portray. You are this slightly mentally unstable guy who is obsessed with his father, who is a misogynist, who does not treat women respectfully, who is violent. यार अगर किसी आदमी ने 300 लोगों का मर्डर किया तो वो अच्छा आदमी नहीं है यार. He is a criminal in every sense of the word.
मतलब हाँ.
तो then don't associate good values with him ना. तो assume क्या रहे हैं
और उनका point अलग है. मतलब I am looking, मतलब मैं भी बहुत सारे videos देख रहा हूँ, but they have some points which are valid, which are some of them are not valid. My point is like अभी मेरे को लगता है कि ठीक है ना, छोड़ दो
नहीं, but my point is कि यार it's a film, it's a story. You don't try to say कि यार इस फिल्म के थ्रू तुम लोगों को सिखा रहे हो. If anything, there are enough conversations being brought up कि यार ये गलत है. अच्छी बात है ना, उसी से तो तुम लोग एटलीस्ट वो कॉन्वर्सेशन निकाल रहे हो वेर यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द फैक्ट दैट women need to be treated respectfully, you know, films need, or you know, stories need to treat, so they are doing exactly that. They're getting those conversations into the picture. They're making you realize that hey, ये गलत है. And he's never saying, he's not talking out of the film and saying कि मैंने जो किया फिल्म में वो बस सही है.
I feel कि मेरा पर्सनल मॉरलिटी क्या है, आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग अबाउट दैट. मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि पिक्चर मजा आया क्या, तो पहले हाफ में तो मजा आया, बाद में थोड़ा इतना बोर हो गया. दैट इज माय रिव्यू.
गुड, दैट्स द रिव्यू. सो लुक एट इट फ्रॉम दैट पर्सपेक्टिव. एंटरटेनमेंट था पहले हाफ में, एंटरटेनमेंट थोड़ा कम हुआ अगले हाफ में. Maybe you liked it, maybe you
didn't.
And
of course there will be people who have not liked the film, like some of my friends who usually like the kind of films that I like. They went in and they came out की क्या टॉर्चर आहे यस, तुला कसा आवडला, मला 4 तास माझे डोकं दुखतंय आता, इतकं काय चालू आहे. तर my friend did not like it, but I liked it, and then that's it.
To be fair, I also came out saying कि हाँ first half was great, second half में क्या हुआ God knows.
Second half क्योंकि वो उसके खुद के यूनिवर्स में उन्होंने डिफाई किया खुद का कैरेक्टर, but that is fine, चलता है. But have you read the Ram Gopal Verma's review of the film?
No, I got to check that out.
He sent it to Bharadwaj Rangan on WhatsApp. I think it is going viral on WhatsApp. He did a full like 2-page review that how much he has loved the film, and there were 2-3 scenes that he did not like. But he is very passionately talking about the film, that how it is breaking all the regular notions of filmmaking कि hero अच्छा होना चाहिए, and there are so many scenes that were not required but Vanga still put it in the film, and how it is important that he's breaking all the laws of filmmaking and how he admires it.
Interesting.
And how he wants to touch his feet and kiss his feet. He's written a lot of things. So yeah.
That was nice, man. I think that was interesting. अगर आपको भी अच्छा लगा ये ऐसा, generally conversations happen about the artist, but आज हमने कुछ अलग किया. अगर अच्छा लगा तो ज़रूर comments में बताइएगा. Please once again follow this man on every platform. अभी हम बात कर रहे थे before the show began. Both of us are on Snapchat as well.
Yeah.
And we'll give you the Snapchat links in the description below as well. Please follow us on Snapchat. A lot of the show's content and a lot of stuff that you don't get to see will also be put up on my Snapchat. Yashraj must be putting up some interesting stuff. By the way, abhi I am also just getting into Snapchat, so I'll follow you today.
Please do. Please do.
You know, everything that we are doing with each other. Watch out for his new song, जिसका एक word है मन. Watch out for that. And listen, man. I want to congratulate you on all your success.
Thank you.
Everything that you've been doing, it's been fantastic. I've genuinely enjoyed, you know, all the things that you've been putting out, and I want to wish you nothing but the best for the future.
Thank you.
For your original music as well.
Thank you.
And like I always tell you, man, this is home space for you as well, for every guest who comes.
Yeah.
Whenever you got something new, parat ye gappa mari
100%. Looking forward to other episodes also.
Thank you, my friend.
So dekhte hain.
Thank you.
Lot of.
Thank you very
lots
much.
to learn. Yeah.
Looking forward to it, man. So anyhow, this is pretty much all the time we have for now. This is Yashraj Mukhate, Mihir Joshi saying bye-bye.
Bye.